If you want to feel bad for a Bears fan, check this out.
Prism of letting Monty walk, and he goes to your division rival, and then you signed an inferior guy for very similar money. That entire transaction makes it one of Poles' worst judgments.
It was a stupid move, but for you to in any way equate that a worse signing than Nate Davis is patently said the worst.
You know what? I'm going to stick with the worst because it's through the prism of letting Monty walk for fucking nothing to your division rival and taking their offense to another tier while we're sitting there with our dick in our hands, a little pussy running back.
I'm done arguing this.
Argue. This is your job to argue points.
I literally did argue my points. I have nothing left to say to you because you're so wrong.
I normally agree with Chief, but he is so insanely, absurdly, offensively wrong here. Truly, I'm just upset. I'm very upset that Eddie didn't walk Chief to a mental health facility himself and checked him in. Bears fans, you know what we've been through. You know the pain we go through. And it repeats year after year, right? You know all that. You know how shockingly bad of a signing Nate Davis was. We've paid the guy the most money on the offensive line, $30 million. We gave him a $30 million contract to not like football and to not practice and to not play and to not be available. I didn't even mention to not lead, which is what you pay a guy $30 million to do. This guy was a train wreck of a signing, hands down the worst. The worst. Our coaching staff, they weren't good, but even they threw him under the bus in press conferences, saying they want guys that like football, that they want to be there. We literally cut him less than 2 years after signing him to a big money deal. That's how big of a disaster class it was. And wouldn't you know it, he is unsigned. He has no team. He's on the street and he's going to be for a while. No one will pay for him again. So Chief, the fact that you're even putting DeAndre Swift in that conversation to me is absolutely insane. DeAndre Swift, no matter what you think about him, should not be catching these strays from you. David Montgomery, just so you know, left the Bears 2 years ago. He's played for the Lions 2 seasons now. Swift just came this last year. It's not like we let Monty walk and sign Swift that same offseason. It was a year apart. Don't you remember we had to put up with Khalil Herbert and Roshan Johnson for that year? That's why we had to bring in Swift. It's because we knew we were no good without Monty, right? It wasn't a swap. It wasn't an even swap. Swift damn near rushed for 1,000 yards with a historically bad offensive line. Now, I'm not arguing that Swift is Saquon Barkley or anywhere close, but he's certainly not Nate Davis, not even in the same ballpark as Nate Davis. And the sad thing about this one is, you know Eddie was right because he didn't even have to say anything. It was so stupid what Chief was saying. And he kept on wanting to reiterate his point and keep the argument going for clicks, even though he climbed right up his asshole even further with every word he spoke. He couldn't even see clearly. He couldn't even recognize what he was saying. But Chief, you're so goddamn wrong on this one. And I'm ashamed that nobody on that set told you so, because that is absolute delusion. And DeAndre Swift, man, you didn't deserve that. There's not many players in the National Football League that deserve to be categorized with Nate Davis. And Chief, you ought to learn that, man. Bear down, baby.